Why play Heimerdinger Mid? Well, he's very easy to pick up and play. His lane control is amazing, he brings ridiculous amounts of constant damage, and he also brings a massive AoE CC. However, he is squishy, lacking mobility, and he is reliant on his turrets for damage. Heimer's passive is he gains 20% movement speed when near an allied turret or one of his own turrets. His Q places down one of his own turrets onto the floor. He can have up to 3 out at one time, and he can also have 3 stored as ammo. These turrets constantly attack enemies in range. In addition, these turrets also charge up a laser, which when fully charged will shoot out a straight line skill shot, dealing damage to all enemies hit. This laser becomes instantly charged if Heimer lands his E on an enemy champion nearby, and it also gains 20% charge for each W that hits an enemy champion. Heimer's W throws out 5 straight line skill shots, which converge upon the point it was shot at. These deal damage to the first target hit and deal reduced damage for each rocket after the first. Heimer's E throws out a circle on the floor, which deals damage to all enemies hit and slows them. And if an enemy was hit by the center of this, they're instead stunned. Heimer's ultimate upgrades one of his 3 basic abilities. His upgraded Q places down a massive turret which follows the same rules as his basic turrets. However, it deals more damage and the laser charges faster. His upgraded W fires out 4 waves of rockets, and his upgraded E causes his grenade to bounce twice, dealing even more damage and stunning in a larger area. For combos, your go-to is to start Q into E, follow up with an attack into Q and W before attacking away. And your all-in is to Q into your ultimate Q, follow up with E into an attack Q and W, and attack away. And if someone ever walks into your turrets, simply attack them into E and attack into W. And finally, if your opponents are ever grouped, get your Qs down and then Alt E following up with W for massive AoE damage and stuns. For matchups, Donga is great into champions who can't easily destroy his turrets and have to try and walk through them, and he can struggle against champions who just sit out of his range. For runes, take this. Conqueror is great extra consistent damage. For build order, start a ring and pot before grabbing a Blackfire torch and tier 2 boots. From here, Leandris and Zhonya's are great pickups before finishing a build with any of these as needed. For skill order, start Q then E then W before maxing Q then W then E, taking ult whenever you can. For summoner spells, take flash and teleport. Starting the game, a good way to default set up your turret is in a triangle position, with 2 turrets forward like this as a good aggressive option, and 2 turrets back like this to fall back to if your opponent can be aggressive on you. From here, you do need items badly, so your main focus is on farming hard and creating this area of control. And if your opponent ever walks into it, just throw E at them, and as long as it lands, follow up with W for massive burst damage. You're incredibly hard to gank, and as long as you don't get burst out, you can easily 1v2 anyone that tries. And once you hit level 6, if anyone oversteps, your full combo instantly kills them. Entering the mid game, your bot lane will come mid, which puts you in a side lane. You don't love being a side laner, so just push it out and group up with your team to help siege and take objectives. Entering in late game team fights, you love fighting over objectives and hate random fights over nothing. Set up your turrets to zone the enemy away while still being able to use them to burst. From here, choose which empowered ultimate you need to use. Empowered Q is consistent damage, empowered W is burst damage, and empowered E is massive teamfight utility. From here, prioritizing putting out damage and staying alive.